Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler review series videos I've been doing for a little while now. I'll go over there, try out food and drink items. I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie, this one comes via way of Canada. So, if it's terrible, clearly we have to invade and subjugate Canada. I'm just saying that's where I'm going with this. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm going to yammer around about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when I'm inside the truck and I'm wearing grody work clothes, that means that I was on my way home from work and I found some shit to review for you. That is definitely the case today. I got off work about an hour ago, and I was on my way home, and I wanted to grab something to eat. I was like, didn't really eat much for lunch, and originally I was going to hit up, Speedway by my house, grab a couple pieces of pizza, but I was like, it's typically by this time, it's been out for a little bit, and it's not that great. And I was like, fuck it, man, I'll hit up the Shell station instead. So I hit up the Shell station, as I've been wont to do. And I like the Shell station because they seem to get stuff that, just nobody else in my area has. So, what did they have that no one else in my area has? What am I reviewing? Why is it from Canada? I don't know why it's from Canada, but boom! It's Canada Dry! Specifically, Fruit Splash Canada Dry. Cherry ginger ale made with a splash of real juice. So, okay, man, here's where I'm coming from with this. I don't typically like Canada Dry. I have reviewed some Canada Dry products on my channel over the years. I think the only one I've ever reviewed particularly favorably was Canada Dry Bold, because Canada Dry Bold tastes like an actual ginger ale to me. I like a ginger ale, and I feel that a ginger ale should have, and this is my personal opinion, I feel like it should have some bite to it. Canada Dry is a very wussy-ass ginger ale. It is, and to be fair, as much as I'm kind of ragging on it a bit, some people, that's what they want. That is fine. I recognize that is just, a difference between me and them. So that's where I stand on Canada Dry. I'm not a big fan. But then it's got a fruit splash of cherry. And that, to me, basically sounds like a kiddie cocktail from when I was a kid. Now, I could be wrong in that, because, Lord knows I haven't had one in a little while, but, I remember it basically being, some ginger ale, and then they toss in some cherries and, a little cherry syrup or some shit. And they'd call it a kiddie cocktail. I don't know. But we'll find out. Let's get a thing for the thing. Can we get a thing for the thing, maybe? Something like that. Ha 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 ha! Maybe? I don't know, man. Problem is, it's kind of not... Ha 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 ha! Sure, let's drink the thing. Or I yammered for way too long. I love cherry, so that smell does definitely invite a memory. So taste, however, does not. Yeah, it's definitely. Fuck knows, man. Like I said, I haven't had a kiddie cocktail since I was a little kid. I cannot recall exactly what it tasted like, but I'm not getting that hit of memory from the flavor. Maybe they were using better ginger ale. It's fine. I don't know. It's okay. It's fucking Canada Dry, man. I keep wanting to like Canada Dry. And again, I like Canada Dry Bold. I genuinely was like, okay, I'm down with this. It's just, man, and again, I get it. That's part of their appeal. People like Canada Dry like it because, it's got that, it has its own appeal. That's fine. I don't get it, man. For me, I want a fucking ginger ale to give me a kick in the ass. As far as the flavor goes, yeah, it's Canada Dry with a little bit of a cherry flavor to it. The thing is, though, is that the ginger flavor in Canada Dry is already so weak that the cherry basically just knocks it out. Like it's almost more akin to like a cherry 7 Up. Like, and I'm not saying it's like a 1-to-1 or anything, but like again, like the ginger aspect of Canada Dry is just so freaking flat already that it's like you add anything to that and it takes it out of the equation. Which is a shame because like Canada Dry has a lot of cool ideas and cool flavors, but like when your base is Canada Dry, I don't know, man. I don't mind it, but I'm very meh on it. I'll say this, it's probably, I would put it up there with my favorite Canada Dry flavors. Not that that's saying a lot, but like I do like the cherry aspect of it. But it's even if I'm comparing it to, again, like something like a cherry 7 Up, it's not as good. It doesn't have that same level of hit to it. This is a drink for somebody who isn't me. And I am just trying my best to give it what I can. It goes down smooth, which for me isn't a good thing for a ginger ale. It's not like overly sweet or anything. The fruit splash is definitely the best part. I don't know, for me it's another flavor of Canada Dry that unfortunately is not that interesting. And you know what, like, because they did like Canada Dry with lemonade, and I actually was down with that. So like it can work, but it's just you have to add stuff to make it better, and I just don't know that. Yeah, it's like somewhere between like a dollar store version of cherry 7 Up and like a shitty fruit punch soda. It's kind of somewhere in that range. But I don't hate it. There's nothing bad about it, but there's also nothing to latch onto about it. And for me, that's almost worse. Yeah. Okay. Two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? No. Kinda. For me, and I try, really, I do. Sometimes I come into reviews knowing I'm not going to like something. And obviously I came into this with a bit of a bias because I already know, like, I've never been into Canada Dry. Like, even as a kid, I always thought it was just lame as shit. But, like I said, I have been surprised at times. There have been a few times when I've had Canada Dry products and I've actually really enjoyed them. I was hoping that this would be one of those. It isn't. It is not abrasive in any way. It's just very meh. I like the idea. I think a cherry, ginger ale is a great idea. But a cherry Canada Dry, again, you're just building off of Canada Dry. And I'll be honest with you, between this and a normal Canada Dry, I'd probably just go for the Canada Dry because, at the very least in that instance, I'm going to get more of the ginger flavor, which is ultimately what I want if I'm drinking a ginger ale. I don't understand why Canada Dry is popular when it's barely a ginger ale. I don't know, man. I don't get it. And again, not trying to hate, but that's why, if I'm recommending it to somebody else, kinda. Like, it's firmly not for me. But I'm sure if you're somebody who already enjoys Canada Dry, and good on you, give it a go. Absolutely. I think that, again, for being a Canada Dry flavor, it's one of the ones that I prefer. The fruit aspect of it is kind of nice, the cherry and everything. I could almost give it to it if there was a little bit more to it for me. But if you already like Canada Dry, if that's already in your wheelhouse, absolutely give this one a go. Excuse me. If, however, you're somebody like me, or you're not very impressed by Canada Dry in general, I don't think this is going to change that for you. I think it's not a bad drink, but I don't know. For me, it's fundamentally, it's just kind of weak, and it's just not impressive. It's not bad, but I definitely wouldn't get it again. Just 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of the month, stupendous rest of your year, folks. Go over there yourselves a truly Canada-tastic rest of your life. Because, again, I might shit on Canada Dry a little bit and, have a little bit of fun, but at the end of the day, there are neighbors to the north. Good on you, Canada. You're doing Canada things like hockey and maple syrup, and you have moose, and all those other stereotypical things that Americans think about when we think about Canada, because we're dumbass Americans and we only ever think about ourselves. Letterkenny and oh, the spinoff of Letterkenny that might even be better than Letterkenny. Crap, Shoresy. There we go. I got there. Final two things. Number one, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do it all the time, I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important that we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully, do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, like I said, if you are a big fan of Canada Dry and you have in any way, shape, or form felt that I have misrepresented the great beverage that is Canada Dry, feel free to comment to that effect below. That's fine. I genuinely don't care. Because at the end of the day, it is one of those things where it's like, look, this is one of those things where we can be subjective about. I can just acknowledge the fact that it's never been... I grew up on what I personally consider to be better ginger ale. So Canada Dry just doesn't do it for me. But at the same time, I also understand that it's like, hey, it's just different strokes for different folks. And some people are going to... One of my best friends, when we first started hanging out and he came over to my house for the first time, it's like, oh, you want something to drink? Oh, what do you got? And I was like, we got this and this and this. Basically, it was a lot of soda, because me and my dad just drank a lot of soda. And he was just like, do you have anything that isn't soda? I don't really do, like, carbonated stuff. And my brain exploded. He's like, yeah, I don't like the kind of burning feeling and stuff. And it was like, but I'm older now. And it's like, well, yeah, some people just don't like that. And that's fine. Anyway, bye.